Hey guys, and welcome to how to paint blue flesh on a zombie from Blood Bowl. So today we're going to go through and paint this little guy up. We're going to be using underpainting and overpainting techniques, techniques that I've shown here on the channel in the past on some of the Plague Bearers and other minis that we've done. And this time we're going to be using some dark blues, purples and magentas for our undertones, and then we're going to be coming back in over the top with some blues and blue greys and whites and create a sort of cool tone flesh that's going to be really cool. This sort of flesh tone will be great for zombies, as we're doing here, but also ghouls, vampires, any kind of monster where you want a cool tone flesh with some deep colors. I think it'll be really fun to do. Very simple. This could be done in batch style for many models at once, or you could do it just individually here, like on a single model like this. But yeah, it should be really fun. So grab yourself a mini and some paints, and let's get started, eh? So to begin with, we're using that night blue, and that's our base color. And so you're just going around and painting all the flesh areas with that blue. You can also use it in other areas too if you want to give you a colorful shadow. So we're using it here on the flesh and just building that up. And so once that's down, we're going to come in with that royal purple and that magenta and create a heat map. So this is what in the movies they would call a clown pass. And so basically you're doing this sort of mottled mix of colors across the surface to simulate the blood under the skin, and this gives you a good direction from where to go when you're doing your overpainting and the actual skin color itself. And so it just gives some variety for the flesh and makes it interesting. So you're going to see me come in and begin using that royal purple, and the areas you're trying to hit, the recesses in the skin where muscles meet, the seam lines where the flesh meets another material, another surface like the armor or cloth or whatever, and you're trying to just generate some variation in those shadows because they're going to be showing through in the final result. So we want to see a little bit of purple, a little bit of blue, and then finally a little bit of magenta. And so we're just going around and picking out the areas where we feel that would be the most appropriate. So things like wounds and that sort of thing might be the lighter color, the magenta, maybe some of the deeper recesses, the blue, and somewhere in between maybe the purple. And so we just build that up until we're happy with the result. So now we're on to the fun bit, and this is where we get to establish the skin tones. And so you see I've set up a gradient there, about 6 colors, but you don't have to do as many as this. If you were batch painting, probably only the first 3, maybe 4 colors you might use. But because we're doing a single model, we're going a lot brighter than maybe we'd normally go on an average mini. So we've got that gray blue and a little bit of that night blue there, and we've made a mix to darken it down slightly, and that becomes our base for our skin. And so you'll just see me painting that on, and what you're trying to do here is leave some of the areas where that magenta, purple and blue to show through in the shadowed areas, and then I'll come through with that grey blue layer, and now this is just the straight color, and do the same thing again to build up a second base layer of that flesh, and again trying to leave as many of the areas with the magenta, purple and blue as you can to sort of give a little bit of a pop coming through in those shadows. And once we've got that down, then we're moving into I guess the main color, which is it's in between a layer and a highlight, basically, this third color, and that's the pale gray mixed with the gray blue. And so you're wanting here to be a little bit more fine, so a fine detail brush, and just picking out the raised areas. Now with this highlighting step, you're looking at the very top surfaces. You don't want to paint all the way around the miniature. You want to just pick the raised areas where the sun is hitting, that sort of thing. So you don't have to paint everywhere. You can leave a lot of it go into shadow and into darkness, and that's a really efficient way to paint as well, and it speeds you up. And so once we've got that down, then we're moving into like really quite highlight colors. And so we've got that pale gray that's just a little bit tinted with the color before it, and again we're doing fine highlights and paying most attention to the face, the focal area, around the rib cage, etc., on top of the arms, anywhere where the light's going to hit to give us a really bright finish. And then further than that, we come into this pale gray straight color, and now it's really bright. And so we're really only focusing on the face, the top of the cranium there, the elbows, the hands, the rib cage, anywhere where it's facing forward, where you're going to look at, and that's your main sort of focal points. And then finally, just to really push it a little bit further again, we have that pale gray mixed with white, and that's for your spot highlight. And so you're just picking out very small spots. So where where edges come together. So for instance, in the forehead, you know, the peak areas of that, across the T-section, top of the nose, you know, the ends of the elbow, knuckles on the hands, etc. Anywhere where you want just to see a little bit more brightness and a little bit more pop, especially if you're doing a, you know, a hero or a character model. And there we go, some blue flesh done on a Blood Bowl zombie. Let's take a look. So yeah, you know, you can see how it comes up. It's just a fun way to explore color and try a different way of building up flesh tones. And as I said, this could be done in a fast mode on many models, or on you know, an individual one like this. And you can go as bright or as dark as you want. You can try this with other colors. You know, you do green flesh, yellow flesh, etc. Depending on the sort of monster or the creature that it is, you can vary it up. But it is a fun process to do, and something that's worth having a go at if you're just looking for something different to try, you know, in your painting journey. Then this is one to have a go with. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this. I'll leave a nice image for him at the end in the paint list, as I normally do. But I hope you've enjoyed this. Please hit that like button, subscribe button. It really helps me out. And I guess I'll catch you on the next one.